believe I got in this place.
Hey everybody, it's Sleeve for this supermarket checkout. We're at Gerrity's, the Fresh Grocer of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. This location originally started as a food fair, as you can tell by the sign tower, later a food lane, and then Valley Farm Market, which is the signage that is still on the building. In 2021, this Valley Farm Market location was sold to Gerrity's, a local Pennsylvania chain that had been associated with SureSave, but recently has joined Wakefern and is now rebranding their stores to the Fresh Grocer. And the Fresh Grocer name is not a stranger to this channel. We've already been to the Fresh Grocer of Gray's Ferry, and we've been to Sarah's the Fresh Grocer in Ringwood, New Jersey. So join me as I tour the third Fresh Grocer ever on this channel. As we enter the store, we can see that the overall decor is a bit dated and probably dates back to the previous owner before Gerrity's purchased this location. And since this is now the Fresh Grocer, which is a Wakefern banner, much like ShopRite, I must needs try the donuts. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I give my reaction. Now, how about a history of the Gerrity's chain? It begins well over a century ago in 1895 when William Gerrity opened up a small meat shop called Gerrity's Market in West Scranton. Within a few years, William added Joseph Hoban as a partner, and the two expanded their operations to include 2 additional stores. The two collaborated for decades to expand their operation until 1945 when Joseph Hoban left the partnership to pursue other business ventures. In 1948, William Gerrity too would leave the business, passing the reins to his 3 sons, William Jr., Thomas, and Joseph. By 1957, William Gerrity Jr. had left the area and Thomas Gerrity had passed on. This left Joseph Gerrity alone to run the stores, and he decided to continue the family business. At that time, the main business was delivering meat all over Lackawanna County, and so in 1964, Joseph Gerrity hired Neil Fasula as his delivery boy. Neil learned every part of the business while working his way through high school and later through the University of Scranton. Upon graduation in 1969, Neil Fasula left for New York City. However, not long after leaving for the bright lights of the big city, tragedy struck back home as Joseph Gerrity's store burnt down. So Neil came home and the 2 men decided to become partners and start a new store. A few years later, Joseph Gerrity retired and sold the business to his partner, Neil Fasula. Since then, the Fasula family owns and operates this chain. However, they still retain the Gerrity's name, which has a long history in this part of Pennsylvania. Neil opened the first Gerrity supermarket in West Scranton, Pennsylvania in 1980. The West Scranton store would be the only store until 1993 when Neil Fasula opened up 2 stores, one in North Scranton and the other in Kingston. The following year, a South Scranton store was opened, bringing the total to 4. In 1997, Neil Fasula purchased 5 more stores to more than double the store count to 9. However, sadly, before the first of these new stores opened, Neil Fasula passed away. This left Neil's widow Joyce and his sons to run the business, which they did. In fact, Joyce, lovingly known as Mom, still runs the stores today as the president and CEO of Gerrity's. And since joining Wakefern to become the fresh grocer, Gerrity's continues to this day to serve Lackawanna and Luzerne counties in Pennsylvania. Now, as we enter the dairy, we also see that the aisles run horizontally, different from the rest of the store. Now, I don't know if this was done by Gerrity's. I'm assuming that this was probably done by the previous store owner as part of an expansion to the original store. I will say this store was very big on the inside, and honestly, if you couldn't find what you were looking for, you probably were looking for something that didn't exist. There was plenty of aisles to go down and find what you were looking for, as I did, as it was lunchtime for me. So I got a hoagie, I got some chips, and about now I'm looking for something to wash it down with. And I figure I'd try the local sodas. Let me just give you a little bit of word of advice here. A treat is not a treat. Honestly, Cudstown was pretty good. I like those sodas. But overall, and I'm skipping the barley pop because I don't condone or partake in that. But overall, I usually stick to Coke or Pepsi. However, sometimes it is a good idea to try the local fare just to see what you've been missing. Yep, ShopRite bags at the fresh grocer. Interesting. I must say I was impressed with the size of this produce section, and I couldn't help but notice how it was located almost in a central part of the store, much like Pathmark used to have their produce sections. And honestly, I did note the selection here. Though it was kind of interesting seeing a wall of paper towels over where one produce case was, obscuring it. But I guess they were moving the stock around at the time. Overall, I enjoyed my time shopping here at the fresh grocer, and if I was in the neighborhood, I would definitely shop here again. Also, couldn't help but notice the selection of prepared foods here. Definitely a good sign that you're in a good supermarket. And now it's time to ring up my purchases. I even used my Price Plus card, same as it was a ShopRite. And when I entered the code for donuts, 1413, for those of us who ever shop at a ShopRite, the point of sale recognizes a donut here as well. And because we're outside of Philadelphia, there's no bag ban, so I doubled up on plastic bags. In fact, one of those bags I used to carry my lunch in later. But that's it for us for the inside of Gerrity's the Fresh Grocer. Now, stay tuned for a review of the donut. And I believe I reviewed the sandwich too, so let's see. Well, folks, before we leave here, we gotta try the donuts, I promise you that. But first, we gotta try the hoagie. Now, the Fresh Grocer, Gerrity's, I'll go by the owner, not by the brand, obviously, because just like ShopRite, every store is owned by a different, family. They pack the hoagie with the lettuce, tomato, onions separated from the meat with this plastic here, and I think they do that in case it's going to be there for a while to make sure it doesn't spoil. So we're going to carefully place the vegetables on top of the meat. It's kind of open-faced here. And okay, I'll pick a couple onions off just because it's going to be kind of rough trying to get it folded here. We're going to taste, oh boy, Gerrity's hoagie. See how it matches up to, oh boy, I'm getting stuff all, Oh. Well, the bread's okay, the meat's okay. Maybe a little too much onions. But again, this was not, made to order. This is made to sit on the shelf to wait for you. But overall, I mean, I'll try to close it a little better. Maybe it was, okay, see if I can pack it in just a little bit better. I would definitely add oil to it. Now they give you Italian dressing, which I'm gonna guess because we're out in Bethlehem area, Bethlehem, Allentown area, so they're probably not like Philadelphia and South Jerseyans with the oil and all that other stuff. So this is okay. This is definitely, I mean, I definitely would get the sandwich again, but maybe have it made to order at the counter instead of, just grab and go. But this definitely is not on par with a hoagie from Zaley's or some other stores I've been to in the past. Now I'm going to finish this and I'm going to move on to the donut, so stay tuned for that after this. Well, actually, it'll be a lot quicker. You won't have to wait as long due to the magic of video editing, okay? And now it's time for the donut. Well, this is apple fritter. This looks like it's fairly nice. I already see the chunks of apple in it already. So I am enthused. This should be. You can smell the cinnamon too. I think this should be promising. But you gotta bite it first to know. Actually, this is very decent, very good. I'd say better than Village, not quite to the level of Zales, but definitely a worthwhile donut, or in this case, a fritter. Reminds me of apple fritters I used to get at Zales. I don't think I think they changed them lately. I don't know, but I like it. It's not hard. It's nice and soft. It's got plenty of apple to it. Yeah, it's really good. Well, folks, that'll do it for us at Gerrity's, formerly Valley Farm Market, now the Fresh Grocer. And folks, again, as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, tell a friend, check out my merch, try the donuts or the fritters. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.
Announcing an event of 24-karat proportions. Gerrity's Solid Gold Savings Sale, February 18th through the 24th. Sanderson Farms split chicken breast, 99 cents a pound. Gerrity's made from scratch Italian bread, 99 cents. Turkey Hill iced teas and drinks, $1.88. And Ragu pasta sauce, just $2.48. Use your gold card and find Solid Gold savings up to $167.20. You'll strike gold when you discover our money-saving insert in Sunday's paper, because it pays to shop with Mom.